All right, all right, all right, all right. Greetings, 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 greetings. Hurry up and get in here. Get in here, get in here, get in here. We got a lot to discuss. On to something in my eye. A lot to discuss on tonight. A lot that I can't hold back on. And well, even though I wasn't planning on being here, I must say that it feels good to be sort of like back at home. It seems like I was gone just almost like forever. It seems like I was gone forever, and I would have been gone longer had the original plan ensued. Okay, I need for everyone to immediately start liking and sharing, liking and sharing, liking and sharing, liking and sharing on all social media platforms. We have sent out our text message. We are back and we are in full effect. We should be going hard and strong for a couple of weeks here until there's time to travel again. I don't. I ain't really feeling this little white T-shirt up underneath here, but greetings, 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 greetings to everyone. Y'all, come on. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get these numbers up. Let's like and share. Let's tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody that we are on. We got a number of things to talk about. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, so all of them. We are happening and we are on. We have a number of things. Greetings, Greg, Lady Scott. All right, listen there. Greetings to you, Goddess Fatima. Thank you so much for being here. And let's like and share, like and share, like and share. Tell everybody that that we are on. Okay. All right. So let's get our numbers. I was almost getting ready to go into by craziness that I do over on TikTok. TikTok is sort of like bingo where you can act up over there and it's okay. How is everyone? Have you all been missing me? Have you all been missing me? Has anybody been missing Sir William? Have you all, by any possibility, missed me? Also, if there's any topics or things that you're looking or wanting to hear me discuss or expound upon, while we were away traveling, covering Super Bowl. Oh my gosh, I had an incredible time. I don't know how many of you all that hung out. We met new friends, made new contacts while we were there in San Francisco. Had a incredible, let me tell you, let me tell you, an incredible time. It was just pure fun, and I certainly enjoyed myself. And then we went down to Los Angeles, the city of angels. We went down early for All Star, and went down to pay respects to Superintendent Lawrence Blake and his unfortunate demise. He succumbed to my understanding, what he had was pancreatic cancer that unfortunately claimed his life. And so it was uh, okay. Wait a minute, we just got breaking news. Wait a minute, we just got some breaking news. Let me see here what's going on. Let me see what platform did that come on. Okay, I think that came on. Okay, we just got a. Let me go to my news one alert. Okay, I just got a breaking news report. Let me see here. It said something about senators. I just got a quick news flash. Let's see here what exactly is going on. Did y'all just see that? That we just got a, maybe you all saw it as well, or some of you. Okay, I just got a notification. What was that breaking news alert that just came across as a notification? Okay, I just saw something breaking news. Let's see if we go to hey Siri. Yes, pull up ESPN. I just got a breaking news notification. What was that about? Hey Siri, open up CNN. Okay, I thought I got something that said that it looked like it said that the Senate. It looked like I just got something that said. Okay, well maybe we'll get it in. I want to say that it looked like the Senate was just. It said that the Senate had just called for something. All right, y'all keep on liking and sharing. Let's keep on coming in. We'll find it. We'll find it maybe as the show goes on. We'll get just exactly what it may have been that that I saw, but I know I just saw something when I just saw that flash. All right, let's continue to like and share. We're getting up there. Growing in our numbers. So anyway, it's good to be back. I was planning to come uh back or then go on and go to leadership, but then well, it so how did it work out? So the All-Star game did not end. It's just the date change. If the date had not changed, we would have been totally fine. Most times leadership has come and gone by now. And so we would have been able to do it. A number of people, especially some of the ones that I typically drive, were not going to be able to do the date change, or once the new date came out, by pushing it forward a month. Um, Okay, we have that as one of our topics for tonight on the thoughts of Michael Jordan. We're definitely going to talk about that. I don't know if you got the notification that once we were going live. Typically in the notification, I will highlight what our topics of discussion are going to be. Yeah, let me say right now. Let me say, well, and not just right now, but at any time, there is sensitivity with adult touch, adult interaction with children. I say, and some of these things, I think that's why Larry said, "Oh, you can't ever come back on my show or whatever." Okay, that's fine, because I stand firm. I am a gentleman that stands firm to my convictions. I will not. I will not come, and you'll not once hear me that I once, well, Will, you once said this, or William, you once thought this, or what have you. It takes a lot. I stand very firm to my convictions. I tell you, and this is at all times, but especially now, everyone's attention everyone's level of sensitivity, everything is heightened as it relates to us and children. Okay, everything is top 10 when it relates to us and kids, kid interaction, what behavior is deemed appropriate, what's inappropriate. uh is just it's a sensitive time. It's a sensitive time. So um I would say where under most cases, uh uh the way that it looked, you see right now, that's what I was saying. And maybe saying I don't like children is not the way to say it, but um you've got to be cognizant, you have got to be aware, you have got to be very, very particular of your surroundings, you got to be very particular of your behavior, your interaction, your touching. What once was back in the day thought to be okay, that's not okay anymore. That is not okay anymore. Everyone now, everyone's attention is heightened. And so when you start having interactions, and when you start having touching and feeling and inappropriate areas, and that it's just going to alert people. The bottom line, it's just it is it is going to alert us and make us feel some kind of way. Now, I'm going to say this, and y'all not going to like it. I'm going to say this, and you're not going to like it. But just because someone is extremely skilled in one area, and has a particular talent, has a particular skill that is stellar, and unparalleled in one area, that does not mean that they are in full control, or that they are not capable of some other uh questionable or bad boy behaviors. So just because Michael Jordan was a star basketball player, that does not recuse him from the possibility of having been a potential pedophile, homosexual, sexual deviant. That does not um, uh, allow him grace or the ability to abstain. It it Now it could have been totally innocent, but it didn't look good. I just now for Sir William, I do not interact with children. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Janice Felton has led off our giving on tonight. We didn't even have to ask. Janice Felton has led off our giving on tonight with $10. We'll ask everyone to match uh, or do better than that 10. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Greetings to everyone. You are watching Wednesday Night Live with Sir William. We are coming to you. We are finally home, and we are coming to you from Atlanta and back in the studio, back here where it happens. We got a lot that has gone on, a lot that has transpired in the amount of days in which was away. Was extremely excited, extremely happy that again we have had the opportunity to cover the 60th uh, uh, National Football League Super Bowl, and it was an incredible experience in San Francisco, California, the Bay Area where I am from. So had a great time. Had a great time in the Bay. It was cold there. It was cold for us. It was chilly and all of that good stuff. But got a chance to had been home for the holidays, but then got a chance to go right back home and hang out, and got a chance to go to crustaceans again and all of that. You'll be seeing, those of you that are subscribed to Pixel, you will see all of the exclusive stuff there. For all of you that follow me on Pixel, you can see my footage and interviews on Radio Row, and all of that exciting stuff. Had an incredible time. Could not do it, and would not be able to be there and be afforded the opportunities if it was not for my followers and for you all to help make that happen. So as a Black independent, African American independent journalist, it means so much. I am the one that can boast and be able to say that to be credentialed is definitely hard work. So to all the critics out there and all the ones that all of the haters, put in the time, pay your dues, and it may happen for you as well. And so got a chance to cover incredible. It was bittersweet. I will say it was certainly bittersweet as you all are coming in, as you're liking and sharing. We are asking our moderators and people are in place. We're asking that as you come in, that that you click. Thank you so much, Edward. Edward said over on Instagram that this is my calling. Thank you. Thank you for that. As you come in, would you please be so kind as to click that like button, click that share button, share me. Take this link and share it on your social media platforms. Please, kind sir, please, kind ma'am, share all of you take that YouTube link, share it on your Facebook. If you're following me or if I've gotten a chance to connect with you on Facebook, then you can share the Facebook link. All right. But we are on a campaign to, we're aggressively wanting to grow all of our platforms, numbers on all of our platforms. Okay. So, all that's in heavy rotation. My name reach and my face and name recognition, we want to equal, excuse me, we want that to equal what our numbers are. Everybody knows me, stopping me in the airport, stopping me here, stopping me there. Can I get a picture? Blah, 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 this. I first encountered you with this story. I first encountered you with that story, or what have you. So it's millions in the folks that watch and pay attention. And I still learn every day that that the voice and that the platform certainly people pay attention, whether they want you to know that they pay attention or whether they act like they pay attention. They may want me to feel like they take me for granted, but they have their way, and we have our ways of finding out that they are paying attention. All right, so that was that. We left there. And originally thought that we would come back and then go back for NBA All-Star, but then fortunately Superintendent Larry Blake surpassed and to cancer. To my understanding, it was pancreatic cancer. Claimed his life at 54, 55 years of age. Really so unfortunate. Let me share this with you. Oh, here it is. I'm sitting up here looking all over for it and have it right here. So and so this was the obituary. This was the obituary. And you know, the Blakes certainly do everything with class and excellence. So just kind of let you all see the layout of the program. And so it was. I'll say this. I'm gonna be very, very honest with you all. It was a very sad funeral. It was a very sad funeral to me. It was very somber, and it was certainly a memorial. It was certainly great tributes and just great acknowledgement and representation of him and his life. But it was sad. We lost a good one this time, ladies and gentlemen. Lost a really, really good man, a very kind man, a God-fearing man. So it was sad. It was a spirit of heaviness. It was a spirit of sorrow. It was a spirit of deep, heavy grief. It was heavy. It was a spirit of heaviness in West Day. And it never lifted. It never lifted. It was, when I tell you that it was so hard, and when we clapped and, you know, people, you know, clapped and gave honor to the Bishop and First Lady Emeritus, Bishop Charles Blake Sr. It was heart-wrenching. It was really heart-wrenching. It was heart-wrenching, and it was just a very, if you are, for those that may have watched, I don't watch funerals online. I don't like to go to him too much in person, but it was a spirit of heaviness that just did not lift. It was a boy that ran around, and they tried, yeah, a couple of times, but it was sad. It was really, really, really sad. A good guy. I tell everybody I am gonna stay mean as hell. The good die young, so I'm gonna stay mean as hell forever. Um, but it was sad. It was very, very sad. It was very, 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 very. I mean, I just, um, they didn't mention it. It was never mentioned, which was probably good. But when we were, uh, or when he came to Atlanta, he and his brother Chuck, his older brother Chuck, was at ITC, and Larry was at Morris Brown. Larry was, uh, you know, going out trying to sow his royal oats, trying to find himself, not wanting, rebelling, not wanting to be a PK, and was in Atlanta cutting up in a real serious way. What was not conveyed was that the roommate that spoke, that was the roommate after he got shot at the apartment that he and Charles shared. Um, uh, he got crossed up with some of the wrong guys. I don't know if that was ever found out to be BMF or not, but got crossed up with some of the wrong guys. We think that they might have been. I think they could have been BMF. But anyway, they went to the house, and Larry was shot in the chest. Yeah, and I think just an inch or a quarter of an inch or so from his heart. So it was hard. Why am I saying it? I'm saying it because it's the truth. And the family, they did it when Bishop Blake was the presiding bishop, did a BET special. It was brought out there. So I'm not saying anything that's hidden or not known. But why am I saying it? I'm saying that to those of you that are like myself. We're still human, and you say, Lord, he got shot in the chest years ago, then came over here, get saved after putting family first and putting father first and everybody else ahead of himself. Then he finally gets an opportunity to launch out and live up to his call, and then it's cut down and it's cut short. And you come over here, and then you survive getting shot by a Glock, a 9mm Glock, and then you come and get saved and get cancer and die. And so it's a lot to reconcile. It's a lot for you to sit in that pew and kind of ask yourself or reason with yourself. Well, does it come down to this? Does it come down to this? So anyway, great tributes, great stories. But it's just really unfortunate that he is gone. It is unfortunate. And he served his father well, served him with grace, was practically the spitting image of Bishop Blake. I mean, it's just like, if you look at the pictures, I mean, look at this. He looks just like his father here. This looks just like his father's picture in 2014 when he took the church. I mean, he just, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why that church grew so fast. Palm Lane, the church that he got, Palm Lane. I mean, this looks like Bishop Blake. He is the spitting image of his father. I mean, stands, mannerisms, sit, crossed his legs, held the mic. All these things that you didn't even know that a person could inherit, or I mean, it's just the whole voice. I mean, just everything. So my, I'll never forget. He told me I got lost in L.A. Had a van full of supervisors and bishop wives, and was gonna sneak away to during the women's convention, take them shopping. Got lost. Got lost in LA, and I called Larry. I'm on the van, and man, I got all these women in here. I got these bishops' wives and supervisors in here. I'm trying to get to the Galleria Mall. What street are you on? I tell him the street. Drive towards the sun. That's what he told me. He said, drive toward the sun, and you'll run right into it. So, Superintendent Lawrence Blake, I am yet driving toward the sun. We're yet driving toward the sun. All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to get into this real quick. Want to get into this. We got a number of topics. Got us for the team. If you could, let me see here. I think I can do it this way. Let me see real quick. Y'all just on Instagram, y'all just bear with me real quick here. Ta-da. No, that's not what I wanted. Ta-da. Okay. Goddess. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to do a little trick move. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, and it worked. All right, so we got a lot to talk about, and so special thanks to whoever that was that said that they were glad to see me at the at the funeral. So was certainly glad to be there. It was really good to be able to see Lady May and give her a hug. In instances like that, you don't even know what to say, and there's no right words to say. There's no right words to say. What do you tell a mother that has to look down on her youngest son, her baby, the baby boy, the baby of the family, and that's not the way that it's supposed to happen. The child is supposed to look down on their parent, not the other way around. So it was just a lot, it was a lot. It was a lot to see them have to take. That's such a long walk. That is such a long walk to have to walk down that aisle. It was just so much going through my mind as I was sitting there, you all are standing there, and I was wondering, and excuse me for taking a moment, or taking this tangent. Everyone, please share, share. You know what I was thinking? I was wondering what was going through Bishop Blake's mind to watch this man, this Black man from Arkansas, that accomplished this level of greatness in ministry, that built the largest Kojic church in the country, to have to watch and build it and pay it off all in your lifetime, to have to walk in the $80 million church that you built and that you paid burnt the mortgage, and you got to walk down the middle aisle of your own church to look down on your own son and to sit on the front row at your own church. It was too much for me. It was too much. Like I was trying to figure out, if I could, what was he thinking? What was he feeling? Because the optic of it, I'm looking at, I'm like, man, every time you go, well, for me, every time I go to Los Angeles, you see or you discover another level of beauty to that edifice that he and Lady May built. That you discover something else. It's I didn't realize there was stained glass windows over here. I didn't realize this, or blah blah blah. It's just another level of excellence that they obtain, and that you realize is obtainable, uh, and achievable, uh, and to sit there and have to sit on the front row of your church and see your son. And I just was wondering what was that like? How did that feel? How did that, what was resonating with it? And then you have to think about, like, man, this guy is a father and probably has been a blessing to hundreds and thousands of other people and other people's children. And here is mine stretched out. Like, what did that feel like? What did that, it was a lot for me. It was really, it was a moment. So I was just kind of there, and to look at them, um and then you greet them, and does that make sense for anybody else? Or am I the only one that's crazy like this? I got my glasses on and I still can't see. Yes, it does. Bishop's twin. Yeah, literally. Yeah, so y'all was saying that he looks like. So it was a lot. A true pastor and a true bishop. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, but his son is gone. That's the part, y'all. That's the part that that's ooh, that's the part that's I mean, my Lord, my word, just what do you say? So all right, let's go on. Let's get right into it. I'm going to go on and say this, and well, this is my show, so I don't have to give a qualifier. Okay, hashtag Church of God in Christ, hashtag Church of God in Christ, everybody, hashtag Kojic, like and share, Kojic. No, I did not make leadership. No, I did not. Unfortunately, I did not. I had all plans to be there and did not make it. Once I got here, it just didn't make any sense. And then it was almost like my body was just saying, hey, and so it did make sense for that. I am so behind with class and schoolwork. It's like I don't even want to think about it. Like, I'm so behind that I don't even want to think about how far behind I am. It's only going to be the Lord. It's only going to be the Holy Ghost that's going to help me. All right. I need everyone put top hats and bow ties in the chat. I need top hats and bow ties. COGIC. COGIC. Let's quickly. Those of you that are not subscribed to my text messages, you need to subscribe now. You need to subscribe now. I'm going to drop some atom bombs for Kojic folks right now. right now, this is serious. This is time is of the essence. It's time to stop sitting back playing like Alice in Wonderland and acting like what is reality is not reality when it's smacking you, slapping you down in your face. So everybody needs to hashtag Church of God in Christ. Everybody that's at leadership, y'all need to the text message went out. Y'all need to get on this and get on this live right quick. So I don't see any. I just said those of you that are in the chat, hashtag or give me top hats and bow ties, COGIC, a top hat, COGIC, a bow tie, a top hat, COGIC, and a bow tie. Need to also see that over in Instagram. Are you Kojic? Or do you have anybody or a friend that is Kojic? Hey, Deacon Myers, how are you? Thank you. Thank y'all for coming in. All right. Thank you, Fatima. Hashtag, come on, let's get this going. We got some pertinent information, some very serious and important information that we need to talk about. Woo! Oh my God, he Deacon Myers got a 15-page paper to it's like, man. Doc, listen. Chat GPT is gonna be your best friend right now, D. Reverend Chat GPT, come on here. Let me tell you. Let me go to hip you, peep you the game. Listen, Chat GPT is gonna be your best friend right now, Apostle. Let's just go to call a thing a thing. We gonna need all the help that we can get. But see, with this law school stuff, you gotta memorize. It's just I gotta read it and memorize it. All right, thank you, thank y'all. All right, how many more Kojic folks we got in here? I need to see. Come on, some top hats and some bow ties, some COGIC. We got some serious information that we got to give. All of y'all that are at leadership, if you are at leadership or know of somebody that's at leadership that's getting ready to talk about it. Okay, this is very serious. This is a critical moment right now in the church. We got a situation. Mayday, 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 mayday. Okay, so we got a situation. We have the second assistant presiding bishop, Dr. Lawrence Wooten, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. I don't know the exact name of his or the exact title of his jurisdiction. However, he wants to be emeritus. Now, he wanted to be emeritus. What we have discovered or what we has resurfaced or what we have been reminded of is that he wanted to be emeritus. Yes, the man that ordained or that has the relationship. Well, we know he should have been. I have been telling y'all that the Wootens needed to go a long time ago. And then when he put up or sanctioned Andrew Caldwell, we really knew that it was something wrong. And then I text him directly and he said that yes, they had forgiven him. This is the same boy that slapped his wife. This is the same boy that has, had time and time and time again and again and again, situation after situation after situation. Okay, whatever is going on, we understand or we've gotten word that his son is gravely ill and is in ICU. Got confirmation that is still supposed to be the case of the son right now, that he's still in ICU. Now, to my understanding, Wooten didn't want to seek re-election. However, and one of the things that I was talking to with one of the younger bishops is a lot of times, let me tell y'all something. That y'all are married to these Delilahs. Y'all Samson and y'all done put y'all head in Delilah's lap. Especially when the woman is your second time around wife. Now, a lot of times the love of your life your first wife, the mother of your children, most times they gonna tell you, they gonna love you, and they gonna tell you the truth. They gonna tell you what's right. It's that second wife, that third wife, whatever number that she comes in, that is going to have, other agendas, other plans, other outlooks. All right, that sometimes may not be as beneficial for you as they feel like they're going to be for them. So the word is that he wanted to be a maritime. He didn't want to seek re-election in 22. Okay, that's the word that I'm getting. He didn't want to seek re-election. All right, it was his wife Shirley that pushed him. Want that big seat, want that recognition, pushed him to run again. Okay, knowing that he was on the wing and a prayer. All right, knowing that health and body is not you. He already hopping. You know what I mean? He's already hopping. Now he done gone from hopping till he all the way in a scooter. He can't even process in. He can't he can't make it. Okay. So what is he? 84? I believe he's 84. So this is a very critical moment. Let me tell you what it is. He wants to be emeritised. Okay. The church is in a pickle. He wants to be emeritised. All right. He wants to step down, pretty much retire from being the duties of jurisdictional bishop. Okay, Smith, his number two man that most likely would become elevated as the bishop of that jurisdiction is, guess what? He is the vice chairman of the General Assembly for the Church of God in Christ. He's the vice chair. Now, they're trying to look, and they're probably going to try to throw a curveball, but we do not see. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica's just done $10. Thank you. Thank you for matching Janice's gift. Anybody else that wants to give, the ways to give is up. I'm glad that I don't even have to ask. People are just doing it. Thank you. That's the way that I've been praying and envisioning. All right, so he wants to be emeritised. The question is, does the Constitution support a bishop that does not actively have a jurisdiction being on the general board? It does not. It does not. This is very, very serious. Because you know why? Thessalonians. All right. In the Bible, there was 12 disciples. When Judas betrayed, after Judas unalived himself, then stepped in a man named Thessalonians. He was number 13. The number 13 man is a diabolical man, a no good man out of Raleigh, North Carolina, by the name of Patrick Wooden. He came in 13th place when he ran for the General Assembly. He says horrible, ungodly things over a pulpit. He made a diabolical statement and called a black woman as a black man that only did barely 1 year, has no formal education, did barely 1 year of college, stood in his pulpit, of which he says that he's called by God and that he claims that he got saved in 1977, that spews a lot of venom. The Bible says, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. with the gospel that he claims that he preaches. I don't know. He's a content creator. He's a wannabe podcaster. He's not. He no more bishop than I am, or any other podcaster for that matter. No black man in 2025 should stand and degrade a black woman, especially not from a sacred desk and what is supposed to be. And we can go back to Matthew, where when Jesus got angry and he said that this is supposed to be a house of the Lord and you have made it a den of thieves. You stand behind a sacred desk and you claim and call a black woman, I don't care what or how she is living or whatever state or whatever condition that her life that she may find herself, you do not stand and call as a black man, any man, black, white, Jew, Gentile, what any race, you do not degrade a female in that manner. There was women and children in there. No one has said anything. The presiding bishop can make statements about Charlie Kirk. The presiding bishops can make statements about Trump sending out the meme of President Obama and Michelle as an ape. You say nothing. You stand complicit, and you support this diabolical behavior. It will be a detriment. The church is over 100 years old. It would be a detriment to have this diabolical individual make it on the general board. Everything and everybody that's got to stand, has got to stand up, and it's got to be stopped. And a stop got to be put to it now. I'm the only one that was bold enough. I asked Houston. We was at the funeral. I asked him, I said, well, I want to see how you gonna maneuver this. Now, we have been here before. But Bishop Blake was strategic and smart enough where he always kept the majority of the other 11 men on his side. And he stayed in decent to good relationship with the chairman of the General Assembly in most instances. When he did not want Martin Luther Johnson to become or when to ascend to the rank of the general board, they held the seat vacant. Drew and LaMelo, y'all are gonna have to put y'all differences aside. And as the Bible says, in business, let's be men. And you're gonna have to think of a master plan to stop this nigga from getting on that general board, because I guarantee you, he is already a thorn in the side of the church. But I guarantee you, if he is one of the 12 in that high seat, it is going to adversely affect the future of the church. It is going to adversely affect the future of the church. The church done worked 100 years, but you got somebody that can destroy and mess it up. When that statement was made, calls came to me, text messages, emails came to me from north, south, east, and west. People said, but they asked me, they said, well, why you didn't say nothing? I said something. I called all the names of all of the female leaders in the church. And all right, I got moderators in YouTube, and I'm trying to figure out why am I seeing a fool in my chat in YouTube. So it's got to be stopped. No one has stepped to him, and he is so reckless. And so some of you probably saying, "Oh, no, he oh, you just mad because he did a sermon or he talked about you? No. I'm talking about what's right. I'm talking about what's right. No man talks about another man's wife in that manner. If it's just certain things that are ethical, it's just certain things that is moral. It's just certain things. And then you got women sitting in your church. You have a wife, you have a daughter, you have mothers, you have a mother's board in your church, you have female evangelists. I'm trying to see. Renee Winston runs in and out of there. I'm trying to see. I'm looking and evaluating, okay, what level of relationships are going to continue after a manner of that. It wasn't no parable. Jesus said, he that's without sin cast the first stone. When he met the woman at the well, if anybody was a hoe, she was. He said, no. He said, where is thy husband? She asked him about what, drawing some water. She said, where? He said, where is our husband? Why don't your husband come and get the water for you? She said, I don't have one. He said, no, you don't have one. He said, but you had 5, and the one you with now is not yours. So I think it's just certain things that you ought to say. And then also, are they going to be able to have a quorum? Are they going to be able to have a quorum? He is going to probably fight and be obstinate and be and the thing, yeah. And see, no one. The problem now you got to deal with it. See, this is just how parents, when y'all tell y'all kids, oh, don't do this, don't do that, or you let something go along. Okay, you watched it happening. You watched them running around with the bad crowd. You watched them running around with the bad crowd. You watched them run around with the bad crowd. Now you get the call. Oh, you got to come pick him up. Juvenile hall or the police. He downtown. They didn't had to come and get him. Okay, but you saw all the handwriting on the wall. Y'all done sat back and just say, and see, that's a problem. That's why we are in the state that we in as a people, as a race, and as a generation, because we are always sitting back, hoping, wishing, and praying that that the inevitable doesn't happen, instead of taking the bullet by the horns, instead of taking charge and dealing with something on as proactive, instead of always being reactionary. Don't sit back and wait. Don't sit back and wait until then somebody, because see, the thing about it is, it's so unfortunate that when no man knows the day nor the hour when the Son of Man shall come. You don't know. It doesn't necessarily have to be Wooten, because Wooten is the oldest man on the board that health start failing, and he could go. Any of them can have a stroke. Any of them can have a heart attack. Any of them can step off the sidewalk and get smacked down, run down by a car. Any of them could accidentally, or somebody run up on them and rob them. Anything could happen. So don't have just sit back and say, oh, now you sat back and you didn't do anything. Now is slapping you in your face, and you're gonna have to do something now. See the thing, this is just like when Trump won the first time. Oh, they thought, oh, the Democrats went on. I'm out there in political and, in Urban League, NAACP. So everybody's saying, oh, nobody's going to take Trump seriously. Nobody's paying him any attention. He's just excuse me, he's just a reality show TV personality. Nobody's going to pay him attention. Okay, and so I'm listening to elders. I'm listening to people that's supposed to have political insight, political savvy, supposed to be intelligent, supposed to be cosneting up on what's going on. So then I hear the theory. What was the theory? What were they saying? They were saying, oh, Trump, no one is going to take him seriously. He's a clown. He's a fool. He's a this. He's a that. What the Democrats is going to do, they're going to let him stay on in the game, and then he won't make it past midterms. He'll wind up splitting the vote. That's what everybody was saying. That's what everybody was saying. Oh, he gonna split the vote, and then the next guy will make room. Okay, no, it didn't play out like that. He didn't even think he was gonna win. And what happens? Y'all let it go. Y'all let it fester. Y'all sitting up acting like you Alice, is acting like you blind, crippled, and crazy. And as you Alice, and you live in Wonderland, and then what? He wins. Now you got a problem on your hand. Now you want to react instead of being proactive. The church needs to be proactive. The church needs to be proactive, and whether he stole it or not. Somebody's saying or implying that he stole it. Whether he stole it or not, action should have been put in place where it would have been impossible for that to happen, where it would have been no possibility of taking the election would have happened. So now we're sitting up and you're dealing with a very serious thing. So you got a dangerous person, you got a reckless person, you got a person that people have not had that people take seriously. Now you got to take them seriously. Greetings, my sister, Chicago. Okay, someone says Drew lacks a savvy of previous presiders. Okay, that may be true, but he got to have some serious on-the-job training right now. We stood and watched him say last September at the Pastors and Elders Conference that Patrick Wooten was his friend, and that nothing was going to stop them from being friends, and that it wasn't going to stop. Okay, all right. So now are you gonna let your out of control? Because see that what I've got to reconcile, and what we got to bring to the presiding bishop is, okay, your disdain was so great for Liddell Thomas that we went through limbs on end, block on block on block on block, to keep Liddell off of the general board because of beef that they daddies had, that don't even really have nothing to do with them. They carrying on that they daddies didn't like each other. That's what it was really about. Daddy Shearer didn't like Dad Liddell. That's why when he kept getting blocked over there, that's why he went and then found his way on the judiciary. So now well, I mean, it's always, every meeting, the platform is designed differently. Leadership is a smaller meeting, and so depending on the time that he came in there, I mean, it's a lot of things. The problem is the man is still, excuse me, the man is still a jurisdictional bishop and should have been stripped a long time ago. He's still a jurisdictional bishop, and he's still over the men's conference. That's a problem. And now the real problem is he's far too popular to run the risk if they call for a special election and he qualifies to run and his name is on the ballot. It's just too risky to take even a gamble of allowing his name to be on the ballot. That's how serious it is. So everybody needs to come together, figure out to think of a master plan, and it needs to be starting. And y'all need to be talking to y'all's leaders, whoever your superintendents are, whoever your pastor is, whoever your bishop is. Y'all need to be talking to them, and it needs to be pressure put on. And then I'm going to say this, for all of the women in the church, all y'all wide brim St. John wearing chicks, all right, that make the men look good, that rally and support the men and make the church work. It's time for y'all to express and to verbally talk about how hurt, how offended you were by somebody that is amongst your organization to make such a reckless and cruel comment. He ain't got no formal education. That girl that he called the hoe got two doctorate degrees. You ain't even got a degree, sir. You talking and making assessments that you are not even intelligent enough and equipped and well-read enough to even understand. And then standing up in your pulpit talking about, you're talking blood, just like Jamal said, you're talking blogger talk over a pulpit and what's supposed to be the house of the Lord when you're supposed to be compelling men to come to Christ. Somebody sent this to me and I was over here and I really did. And I mean, you listen to him and you talk and he sounds and you can tell that he's ignorant. He's not well read. Oh, and I didn't really look at it all the way. You making assessments, you have to read. That's why none of these people, I don't care whether or not they got a following larger than mine. You got to get up. You got to read. You got to know what's going on with current events. You got to know what's going on with world history, American history. You've got to be well read if you're going to effectively be in this game, develop and cultivate an audience because you have something to say. You all are in here because I have value. I have value. I have intelligentsia. I read. I study. That's what keeps my audience intrigued. That's what keeps a diverse audience where I can go somewhere and see and find people of other nationalities and other ethnic groups and ages and stages in life that all find something that they like or that they relate to about Sir William. That's why you're here. And you standing up in your pulpit talking about somebody sent you a text message, somebody sent you an email letting you know. That's what my street committee does, sir. My street committee sends me information that I may or may not be already aware of to do research and to look into. And then what do? I read and find out about it. If I don't have enough time, then what do? I text Fatima, call her, or call some of the other team members. Hey, look into this. Give me a summary. Get back to me. Let me know what's going on. Put it in Chat GPT. Pull up everything about this. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. Just rock with me for a little while. Just rock with me. Send me a cash app if you want me to hurry up and move my subject line. I got that. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm cooking a gumbo here, baby. Let me fix my roux up. I'm stirring my roux right now. All right, just chill. Get you a little libation. Get you some popcorn. Get you a snack and sit back and rock with me for a little while. Is that all right? Is that all right over there on Instagram? What's that say? He's his test. Just roll with me. Fatima, tell her roll with me and rock with me over there on Instagram a little bit. Don't rush me. I'm coming. But do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm articulating to you? And let this be a sign, excuse me, and let this be an example unto us. Do not sit back and wait and have to respond or have to react. Okay, Witten does not need to ever, absolutely, Shouting Girl out of Chicago. Shouting Girl out of Chicago, co-host of the Heat Show, says that Patrick Wood does not ever need to be on the board. It is not. It is not. It is not a funny matter. It is not a funny matter. It is a very serious and very critical time and a very critical point in the church. Okay? You're talking about a couple. Now, y'all know, and I'm not saying this just because I got to defend Jamal. Jamal got a platform. He can defend. He can fight and defend for himself. We used to be back years ago very, very good friends. We had a falling out. He's still mad. I ain't mad no more. He's still mad at me. He see me at places. He sometimes be act like he want to fight or whatever. He get up and walk out. Don't touch me. Don't come over by me. But you know, we saw each other at a real classy event. I said, Reverend, and he said, yeah, Will. And looked me up. He bugged me. He was like, look me up and down. I wanted to say you already ugly. Don't be looking at me ugly like that. But yeah, I didn't say that. And I said Reverend. He looked at me ugly. He mugged me. And then I just said Madam, and I nodded at his wife, and I kept on. I was you ain't look, hey, he was in VIP just like I was in VIP. But at the end of the day, and I think Jamal is aware that God gave him a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th chance. And I really believe that he's sincere. It may have taken him that many times to get it together, but I believe he's sincere. And they're doing a serious work and a work in the community. Now Patrick is standing up there saying a whole lot of diabolical stuff, but I don't see them. I don't see nobody driving up to the upper room, getting food boxes. And I know from what I'm still aware of that they have consistently done it since the pandemic, and now we're all these years removed from the pandemic, and they're still giving 2 boxes out twice a month, if I'm not mistaken. Check that for me, please. But I believe that it's twice a month that they're giving out food boxes. And so, and then you're calling a person and a pastor's wife, and all of y'all, and let me tell y'all something about all y'all with y'all judgments and what our clothes is not safe. We can be saved, we can profess and love Christ and still love fashion and still like style and still dress up and still look good. I was almost 400 pounds. I ain't no more. And if it ain't tight, I don't want to put it on. Okay. So you can say whatever you want to say, and you can draw whatever conclusion that you want to draw. And when I can know how to swim. So if you see me out or see me at by the pool and I got on so it was a picture. There's a picture. There's a picture. Even there's a picture. I don't know where the Saints got it from, but there's a picture. And I'm on the beach. I'm on the beach. But I look fly. I look good. Okay. On my mama. On my daddy. I look fly. I didn't know how to say this. Even though the trolls so you didn't see the picture. You saw the somebody on Instagram to see the picture. You saw the are you serious? You just saying that. You didn't really see my picture, did you? Fatima, you gonna have to put them out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, well, okay. But did I look right? That's just gonna just give me that. While you saying that you saw it and what I had on or what I didn't have on, just give me my props. Just give me my props, okay? If you go back in the comments with Fatima's, they talking like they didn't seen it. They talking like they didn't seen it. But see, I really believe the so-called friends. It is thank you. Maybe I need to do. Maybe I should have an OnlyFans. Look, the money rolled in. Somebody just sent me some dollars. They want to see. But so anyway, I'm just saying. So I'm just saying that everybody is not professing, and then those of us that are Pentecostal, everybody's not professing being Pentecostal. Some people are non-denominational, some people are Baptist, some people still they feel that they have a relationship with the Lord, and they can drink every now and then. They feel that they have a relationship with God. They smoke. They have a relationship with the Lord. They may smoke herb every now and then. They may do edibles or whatever. The Bible says work out your soul salvation with fear and trembling. Paul didn't say it was sin. He said, but if it's for me, if it offends me, and I choose not to do it because I don't want to be a stumbling block or offend somebody else. Well, I put on my thong because I shouldn't nobody else. Well, I put on my bathing suit because shouldn't nobody else be offended. And it was a long time, and it was a whole lot of years that I couldn't wear one, but now I can wear one. Okay, so amen. Moving right on. So no, so everybody is not professing that. Everybody's not professing sanctification. Everybody's not professing holiness. Everybody's not professing to be apostolic. Everybody's not professing that. And so you can't judge, or you can't weigh your relationship against somebody else's relationship. Oh, look, everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see the picture now. Y'all cannot see. Y'all cannot see it. So everybody's not there. So put a stop to it. Now, I think the easiest way, I think the best way, hold that seat open. and and then see who would ever because you always so that you can always have a quorum. I think the easiest way is Lemuel and Drew come up and say, hey, we gonna hold this seat open until we run, until the next quadrennial election, and forget the dumb stuff and put a stop to him at least for the next couple of years. And then somebody get up enough courage and enough unction to say and do something. All right, thank y'all. You all are watching Wednesday Night Live. We are almost an hour and 20 minutes into the show. I'm sorry that I ran over in time. With that, yes, let's get into this. We want to pause. We want to pause. Another one of our leaders has fallen. I know I don't really in death. I let's remember the good. I don't want to hear a lot of time and controversy about, what this person did, what they didn't do. This man gave his life um to pushing and for the betterment of our people, and had the courage enough to run for president twice. None other than the Reverend Jesse Jackson, a civil rights icon and presidential candidate, two-time presidential candidate, passed unfortunately at 84 years old. Reverend Jesse Jackson, as we know, is the founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition and a civil rights leader who twice ran for president. He died peacefully on Tuesday, surrounded by his family. Reverend Jackson battled a progressive spinacular palsy, a rare brain disorder, after being initially diagnosed with Parkinson's disease back in 2015. His 1984 and 88 presidential campaigns registered millions of voters and helped pave the way for Barack Obama. We know that we know all of those things. Also, one of the things that we can say about Reverend Jesse Jackson is that he did more as a non-elected official and nationally, bringing hostages, negotiating and bringing hostages home under what was it, the Bush administration. Just a number of things that he did and accomplished that even elected officials hadn't. So we're saddened, and we're really deeply saddened, because it doesn't seem to be a person to step to the plate. So we're just remembering him, and that he has gone on. He has transitioned. Hopefully, I'll be able to be there. Hopefully, you all will help me make sure that we're there to definitely pay our respects and cover his funeral. Be at that service. So quite unfortunate. A lot of times with the number of these leaders, just like Reverend Joseph Lowry, you would see them, or they either live here in Atlanta, or they would be in and out of Atlanta, and you kind of take it for granted that they're going to be there. They're going to be there all the time, just like that building was there, just like that, that office, or that street, or that familiar place. You just kind of take it for granted that they're going to be there all the time. And and they just may not be, or they just not going to be. And it may be within your lifetime that you have to realize, and we have to come to grips with life without them. So this is unfortunate. This is unfortunate, and it's very few that are willing. We live in such selfish times now. Everybody is selfish. Everybody is about me. Everybody's about what I get, how much money I'm going to make. What am I, that no one is going to give for you. No one is going to lay down their life for their friend. No one is going to put themselves in harm's way to see about you. The people just don't, we don't care like that anymore. You let, and most of us take things for granted until something happens to you, or until something happens to your loved one. And then that's when you get this wake up call, and that's when you say, oh wow, oh my, this kind of stuff really does happen. Oh, why isn't it any resources out here? Oh, why isn't it this happening? Or oh, why this isn't in place? Oh, well, you didn't care, sir. You didn't care. It didn't matter to you when it wasn't you. It didn't matter. It was of very little consequence until it came to your address. See, when it was the people over there, it didn't matter to you. Now it's your job. Now it's your community. Now it's your grandchild. Mm-hmm. And then it takes and then it becomes a horse of a different color, because what? Now trouble has come to my address. All right, we got a number of things to talk about. We got to get into this. Now, I had said, I'll just be honest with you all, because this has gotten to be explosive. But now that it has gone mainstream, to be honest with you, I didn't really want to get into it because I, I don't have any kind of dog in the fight. I don't have any kind of beef with T.S. Madison or any of that. We known each other or know of each other. I know I didn't even know. I was at an event some years ago, and she waved and spoke. We took a picture. I was not even aware that she was aware of me, because we're, even though, we're influencers, we're in two very, very different genres or what have you. So I wasn't aware of it. Then when I did get aware of all of this going on, it just, it was just very, very messy. Um, I have had, I didn't, and can I be honest with you all? Can I be very God's honest? I want to be I want to be my most authentic self. I want to be my most authentic self. Okay. And I don't ever want to come across being a blogger and influencer, whatever kind of terms that you all call us. I never want to be a hypocrite. I always wanted to objectively approach a subject and approach a story. However, and you all know that I am still dealing with the situation that happened to me. And the only one time that a trans identifying person that thought that they were going to physically try to assault me during a church service, a full demon. I did not want, and I was really hoping that this story would not get big enough to where I would have to address it or that I would have to speak on it, because I felt like as a result of that encounter with that, the only way that I can describe it and halfway be nice is that they're still a human being. But the only way that I could, so I didn't feel that I could that I could objectively approach this story, okay? Because here it is, a deranged, a physically handicapped man that feels like he's a woman now gets so upset about me covering a story on his pastor and his bishop ODing on drugs and dying in a bathhouse is some kind of way my fault. And you are so angry that you want to physically assault me about telling the truth. Not a lie, not a rumor, but a factual story that your pastor and your bishop went in to a gay bathhouse with no mask and decided to indulge in whatever activities that go on in there, and knowing that they had heart issues, knowing the condition. Everybody on this in here, you know what's going on with your health better than anybody else. Can't nobody tell you outside of your doctor that examined you and ran them tests on you. You know exactly what's going on in your body if you have gone to the doctor. So the man decided to go to the bathhouse. He decided to go to the bathhouse. He decided not to wear a mask. He made the conscious decision to go into the bathhouse to have sex and participate in homosexual sex with strangers and other men and willing participants in the bathhouse, and to indulge in controlled substances. And unfortunately, it caused his demise. Also, do not be mad with me. I was not there. I did not sell or give the controlled substance, but be angry with the people that decided that they were enjoying having sex around in these groups, that you allow somebody to fall or collapse in your presence, and you not care because you're so caught up on the drugs that you're on and the sex that you're having, that here's somebody, oh, they just fell and collapsed in front of me. Oh, so what? I'm getting while the getting is good. But you're mad at me. And so that happened by a train. And we look, as sure as my name is Sir William McCray, and as long as I'm black and sit on a toilet and do behind two shoes, I promise you that they will come to justice. It will be that day. That day will finally come, where we will sit across from each other in a courtroom, and they better hope that it comes before I finish and have my law degree and be able to handle and defend and work the case myself. So, having had that experience, with someone that identifies with that community, I didn't feel that I could objectively expound upon this topic. And I'm just being very frank with you, and I'm just being very honest with you. I didn't feel that I could objectively do it. However, it has gotten to be very, very serious, or it has the elements to be very, very serious. So let me go to the very first part of this. And I did some additional research and was talking to some people, or a member of my street committee that is kept up with this, and so the person that was on Instagram, here comes Ts Madison. So I it's an interesting story. It's an interesting group and a community, and then a lot of times you'll have people that if you don't agree with them, that I don't have to agree with you to be opposed to your view. Okay, somebody asks, what is a bathhouse? Can somebody type in the chat on YouTube and explain to AC what a bathhouse is? Or AC, why don't you ask ask Siri on your phone what a bathhouse is. So and I know that they can get caught up, they can get very evil, they can get very vindictive, because it's a lot of elements to it's a lot when it comes to the whole LGBTQIA experience. But this is gotten serious. So there's a guy, okay, and ever since JL King wrote the book, Being on the Down Low, and being on Oprah Winfrey all those years ago, and became, very rich and very famous after writing that book, where he described and articulated the behaviors, the characteristics of how Black DL men behave. And he exposed some very true facts that people were not aware of if they didn't participate in that kind of behavior. You didn't know that it could be a look. You didn't know that it could be a certain way you say hi or interact in verbal and nonverbal communications. You just wouldn't be aware of it if that was not something that you were doing and participating in. Uh, and and one of the things, or one of the theories, is that DL men frighten and really send heterosexual women into a frenzy, because a lot of DL men are actively involved in relationships, and even as far as to the level of being married to straight women, and living a very secret and very private life, or having two separate lives, and they don't know about it. So it sends that subject, and that conversation sends women into a tizzy every time, especially if you live in large metropolises like in Atlanta, where there's a lot of gay and gay kind of friendly, or gay Black people city. And so it's a sucker punch. It's a topic that it'll never get old to straight women. They'll always have questions. They'll always wonder, possibly, is my son, is my husband, is my boyfriend, is my brother. They'll always, have those. And so people kind of play up on that. And then those that are influencers, it can be a hot topic. We have done explosive stories where, you know, we used to, in my early days, we used to post Jack pictures and app pictures and profile pictures. And I remember that one story. God, it just sent the country into a topsy turvy. So you got this guy that calls himself the DL Whisperer, that is supposed to be, I guess, I'm not certain, a gay guy, but he's gay, feminine, and he deals with DL men. And he supposedly calls out or exposes DL men, and he's got this nickname, or he goes by the moniker that he's the DL Whisperer. Um, I guess in his coverage of and exposing DL men, some kind of way the lines got crossed between DL men and trans women. And I guess the way they were trying to explain it to me, that he was saying that trans women are just as bad as the DL guys, because trans women are providing opportunities or whatever for, you know, for DL, for men that are DL or gay or whatever. And then you remember Ts Madison went on Nene Link's podcast, and they had that uncomfortable exchange where Nene was asking T.S. Madison about dealing with some DL men, and then Nene was very honest, and she said that she wouldn't want to deal with a man that dealt with the T.S. Madison because she would feel like he was gay. So it was just all of that, and it spawned all of this conversation and what have you. So, however, it gets to the point where they have some really serious beefs, and y'all know that some influencers can have some beefs and have some issues with each other. And I just think that this one has gone way too far and below the belt. However, now some things have been uncovered that can probably legally uh, and get very, very serious. So the DL Whisperer, I guess, goes into or gets into a conflict or gets into an online altercation with T.S. Madison and starts exposing things or uncovering things. Now, I had last year, I had a short interview on red carpet interview with T.S. Madison about her starting or establishing a starter house. So she had this one nice size, to my understanding, rather large house in Conyers, Georgia. And as her career has excelled, she's acquired a even larger house. And so her previous home, she made it what was supposed to be a starter house or a transitional house for uh, uh, men that are uh, trans, that have come, and you know, transsexual and transgender are two different things. But anyway, they're supposed to be trans. They're supposed to be coming out of, you know, drugs, crime, and things of that sort. And so this house is supposed to be a safe haven where they can go and live and sort of, you know, be able to pick themselves up and restart their lives. Okay. However, there has been or revealed some very serious and very questionable fiscal matters surrounding the house. Okay, so let's jump right into it. T.S. Madison's former business partner has pled guilty to stealing nearly $100,000. Now, what we have discovered, or what has been, this is all being made public, and this is all now gotten so explosive that it's being made public and on mainstream platforms. Okay, not just in the blogs anymore. Now, there's a transgender activist by the name, or that goes by the name of Dominique Morgan. And it is said to be T.S. Madison's former business partner who pled guilty to malfeasance of $100,000 from a Brooklyn nonprofit bail fund. Okay. Now, this is getting very serious and very interesting. Prosecutors have are indicted and sought charges against the activist of spending the stolen money, nearly $100,000, or in total, a $19,000 luxury closet renovation, and monthly payments on a Mercedes Benz. Now, the Dominique Morgan person pled guilty to grand larceny and falsifying 23 business records in Kings County Supreme Criminal Court in Brooklyn on February the 11th of this year. A sentencing hearing is scheduled for April the 29th, 2026 at 9:30. Morgan faces up to a possible 15 years in prison. Morgan is 45 years old, earned $200,000 as an executive director of the nonprofit Okra Project, an organization that bailed out indigent transgender defendants out of jail. Morgan was fired from the project, but T.S. Madison gave Morgan a job to manage the Madison's starter house in Conyers, Georgia. Madison's former home was converted into housing and resources for transgender people in the Atlanta area. Dominique Morgan, managed the starter house, which opened in 2024, according to reports. Madison is 48 and told reporters, when I came up with the idea to donate my first house to charity, I thought about how I moved to Atlanta homeless, broke, poor, sick from silicone poisoning, and with no sense of direction or place to go. One of my trans sisters took me in and became like a second mother to me. She motivated me and gave me the tools to start over and to make it on my own. Okay? So, that was uncovered. Now, this story is developing. To my understanding, the guy that identifies himself as the DL Whisperer got into bantering back and forth. I know firsthand how that can get, bantering back and forth. And so then they started finding out information on each other and spewing it on the internet. He gets so angry, he drives by or goes live while he's driving by T.S. Madison's house saying, "Come outside." Never stopping the car, never slowing down the car, and probably never really having any intention of T.S. Madison really coming outside, because it would have really been um uh you know, a serious problem. So they have been going back and forth. Madison has a following, has a support system, and it seems that the Dia Whisperer has a fan base and a support system. So they have been bantering with each other back and forth, and it's then got really kind of messy. But it seems that in his research that he eventually did come up against, or come up on some stuff that was true, that now all eyes, and that's causing evidence, and it seems that it's also caused a parting of ways between T.S. Madison and Dominique Morgan. We were trying to confirm that, but haven't definitely been able to confirm it. All right, now it's gotten to mainstream media. Okay. T.S. Madison's Metro Atlanta Sanctuary for Black Trans Women is a bloom. That was an article that was done about this great, whole great thing that they were doing. But the Atlanta Journal-Constitution inadvertently has exposed that T.S. Madison's for housing only one homeless trans in the Atlanta starter house. T.S. Madison claimed he donated. Okay, now this is the article for those of you that are listening. Okay, because I do know that people in this community, and this is why I did not. I've said things on Larry Reed. I've called it Halloween. So I know that I have said things where, trans people have been very upset or, very sensitive. So I did not want to cover this. I did not want to address this because I didn't think that I would be able to do it objectively. Okay. But it has gotten so big now that I can't ignore it and still be a person of integrity and do what I do. It's then got to be too big of a story. The Atlanta Journal and Constitution article is referring to T.S. Madison with male pronouns, not Sir William. Okay? I am reading. Hear me very well. I am reading the article that was written by and put on the Atlanta Journal and Constitution's website on this subject. The author of this article chose to refer to T.S. Madison as a he because biologically and anatomically he is still a he, and has been very open and very out about still having his male sexual organs. Okay? Are we clear? Fatima, have I done a well enough disclaimer? Mother Horcel, have I done a good enough Instagram, have I done a good enough disclaimer before I continue? Because I don't want it to be said that William McCrae said that T.S. Madison was a he. Greetings. I'm asking a question though. I want to know, did I do? Okay. So my mother says I'm being respectful. Okay, so now back to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution article. Okay. I got, and we got a second that from Goddess. Okay, Madison claimed they're referring to T.S. Madison as a male, claimed he donated the house to help homeless trans women transition to permanent housing. But Madison's name is still on the deed for the house in Conyers. Madison says, when I first came up with the idea to donate my first house to charity, I thought about how I moved to Atlanta homeless, broke, poor, sick from silicone poisoning, and with no sense of direction or place to go. One of my trans sisters took me in and became like a second mother to me. She motivated me and gave me the tools to start over and make it on my own. Madison built the house as a sanctuary for Black trans women, co-founded and inspired by by T.S. Madison. Okay, and um, they work with a number of. I'm looking at some of these pictures. Okay, a ribbon cutting ceremony was held at the starter house back in November of 2024, but no one moved in until December of 2025. In 2024, Madison's business partner, Dominique Morgan, was charged with grand larceny of $100,000 from a New York charity that bonded out indigent transgender people out of jail. In statements at that time, Madison implied that again, this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution referring to T.S. Madison as a he. Madison implied that he was not associated with Morgan. However, Madison and Morgan recorded a new video asking for more donations last week. When vlogger Tasha K made a video highlighting potential fraud related to the starter house, Madison sent Tasha K a cease and desist. But Tasha posted the video anyway. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, it was enough information to expose Madison for hosting only one resident in the starter house since 2024. Last month, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution wrote an article noting that T.S. Madison's starter house hosted its first resident in December of 2025, Zaima. The starter house first resident is a TikTok influencer with 29,000 followers. Zaima is the only resident who has ever lived in the house. The worst part about it is that Zaima is a TikTok influencer who actually The worst part about this is that Zaima is a TikTok influencer that actually lives in Orlando, Florida. There are plenty of homeless trans people in Atlanta. Madison accepted over $250,000 in donations for the starter house. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution could not uh, is attempting to conduct a full investigation and asked Madison to open the books to see where the donations went. All right. Here is getting deeper. T.S. Madison also obtained a temporary restraining order against Naquan Palmer, a content creator who exposes down low men for cheating on their wives. Palmer posts under the username DL Whisperer on Instagram. Palmer live streamed himself outside of Madison's 1.2 million Lithonia home after months of escalating threats. In an exclusive interview with Out Magazine, Madison details what started as online commentary escalated into alleged threats. Palmer said he went to Madison's house in Lithonia because Madison doxied him by posting his credit report, and his real name online. Tasha K asked for a financial audit to prove where the money went. That's when she was hit with a cease and desist. And then there's videos. Wow. So, well, there we have it. It it is. It is, Fatima. It is a lot, and it's getting very, very serious and very, very heated and very, very fast. And so now, you know, I see. See now you didn't collected money. Now you didn't. Did you collect money under the auspices that it was a nonprofit? You didn't take the house out of your. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. And this is going to be very potentially big because, you know, see, I mean, T.S. Madison has done stuff with Beyonce. It's been a lot of major opportunities. Lee Daniels. I mean, it's just been a lot of things that has happened, and a lot of visibility. So this gets very, very deep, very, very fast. And so we'll be on top of it and posting it. I just, I know that I had a bad encounter with that person. And just because you have one bad encounter doesn't mean that everybody in the whole community is bad. But I can see where something like this could get difficult. And like I said, I just didn't want to and then see, now you got to go through the whether or not, okay, so was this just used to um finance your new house, or I mean just what is going on here. And see, once you start having people dig, then they're going to start digging uh uh and getting more information. And then when you start talking about property and start dealing with a house, you know, a lot of those things, and then you start talking about court, a lot of that. Uh, I already did, Avery. You can go back and check the replay. Already did discover it. Already did share it. Already did share it. Nothing crazy, nothing sexual, none of that. No, no. Just a very negative in encounter with someone that is this trans identifying, that went to a gay man in an affirming church, and their pastor and bishop died of the OD and died in a sex bathhouse. And I reported about it, and that angered them. And it angered them to the point that they wanted to try to attempt to assault. Okay. All right. Is there anyone else that has anything? We got so many things. The Blind Side. You remember the movie The Blind Side that talks about the poor football player that was taken in by the white family? Well, you know, he had gotten really, really ill. That was a movie that, oh my God, she got an Academy Award for it. Oh, I can't. Her name is escaping me as well as I know it. But the star that played in the movie, Quentin Aaron, woke up from the coma after suffering a stroke, and he is now awake. They're saying that he's alert and making significant progress. And it's, you know, been definitely a challenge. But this is, you know, remember the guy from The Blind Side that played the football player from the Blind Side. So God has blessed him. He is awakened. Okay, let's get into this. Anderson Cooper has been fired from CBS. You know that, so I guess that leaves him with only his affiliation. Okay. 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 Let's make a list, and we'll do that at the start, or before we do start the show on the next show. Okay. So then that way I won't have to hunt and try to find their name in the middle of the show. All right, this is getting interesting. Whoopi Goldberg surprised viewers. I believe that was either today or yesterday, with the reason that her name is mentioned in the Epstein files. Whoopi Goldberg stunned viewers on the viewers of The View with an on-air confession about why she is named in files linked to the Jeffrey Epstein files. The co-host left the audience members stunned when she explained that her name is in a 2013 email exchange between Epstein and an individual who is redacted. Whoopi previously criticized Epstein and anyone linked to him in the Epstein files. In January, the Department of Justice released 3.5 million documents linked to the Epstein, who took his own life in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York in 2019. The email discussed an attempt to find a private plane for Whoopi to fly to Monaco to attend an event hosted by Julian Leno's charity. As the email appeared on the screen, Whoopi quickly noted that she was named in the files. Now, in the name of transparency, My name is in the file. She read the email out loud. It says Whoopi needs a plane to go to Monaco. Julian Charity is paying for it. They don't want to charter, so they're looking for a private owner. Here's the info, and they gave all the information, and they're saying, do you want to offer your G2? Sonny stressed that Epstein declined to offer his private plane for Whoopi, and it looks like they said no thanks, the Sonny said. Joy Behar, who is also named and in the file, said, so in other words, anyone can be on this list. Whoopi noted that she and Epstein were not close friends. Okay, so I kind of get the tactic that the Republican Party is using on this, and they're gonna try to gaslight us and use that it may be, people that have been critical of the president and what have you. I mean, rich people like that, popular celebrities like that, they're going to have times where they probably will overlap, interact. I don't think that it's necessarily a thing. I think, but we are, kind of getting in the idea that anybody named, or because they're named, that it automatically implies that they may have done something. Okay, they're saying now we're getting reports in that Ray J performed with fake blood running down his face and a monitor on his chest. Ray J shocked fans when he performed a Valentine's Day concert with fake blood dripping down his face in Sweetport, Louisiana. Cell phone video shows that the singer coming on stage with fake blood dripping down his face. He also opened up his orange prison jumpsuit to show a small Zeo patch cardiac monitor stuck to his chest. The tiny device sticks on the skin with an adhesive. It monitors the heart and for irregular heartbeats. It's not a portable defibrillator. It's a diagnostic tool to help doctors determine whether he has a heart problem or not. As for the blood streaming down his face, that was just food dye or food coloring. So it is said to have been a publicity stunt. So for people that may have been concerned or got, all up in arms. All right, y'all. That really does it. I think we've gone over our time. Yeah, we've gone over our time by but about a good 13 or so minutes, almost 15 minutes. Is there anyone else that's in that has anything that they would like to share or give? I don't want to leave anybody out that we that may want to donate or share something to help keep Obnoxious Media rolling. All right, we got two things coming up that we want to be at and that we want to cover, and that is the NAACP Image Awards. Viola Davis is set to get the Chairman's Award this year, and we also really, really, really want to cover the Academy Awards on March the 25th, because Ryan Coogler is from Oakland, California, and they have made a young black brother from Oakland has made history with the movie Sinners to have the most Academy Award winning nominations in the history of the Academy Awards, and it is a black movie. I guarantee that you will definitely enjoy it. It's a scary movie, it's history, it's music, it's got so many elements going on all at one time, and some really good acting. Also, nominated for Best Supporting Actor, Oakland native actor Delroy Lindo is nominated for an Academy Award. Lives in Oakland, California, my hometown. So y'all, I really, 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 really want to be there. That is a big night. I definitely want to be there on the red carpet and covering that. All right. If we can get a few more likes before we get out of here, we got 80 likes and 188 people in the room on YouTube. If we can at least can I get 30 more likes, please? Can I get 30 more likes? Is there anybody else that's in here? You can give via Cash App, via Zelle, via PayPal, or Venmo. You can certainly share your love on those ways. Uh, Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo. Definitely, definitely, definitely would love and appreciate to have your support. Definitely would love to have your support. All right. Is there anybody? Is all minds and hearts clear for tonight? Is all minds and hearts clear? Did we cover anything? Are there any church announcements? Mother Bonner service. We have posted Mother Bonner service out of Tennessee. I believe she lived in Jackson. She has passed. Another one of our great uh, supervisors in the Church of God in Christ has gone from labor to reward, and so definitely those of you that are Kojic that would want to do something, give something, share something with the family, you can certainly do that. The information is on all of our platforms. All right, y'all. I think that's pretty much all that I have. I may, for those of y'all that hang out with me on TikTok, I may go over there on TikTok and cut up for a little while before I go to bed and try to really get back on the East Coast time and not uh be too jet lagged. All right, please, please, please like and share, like and share, like and share. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to my code to my text messages, we want you to subscribe. 844-991-1883. 844-991-1883. Text keyword Kojic, Cogic, to that number. You can give via Cash App. You can give via Zelle. You can give via PayPal or Venmo. All right, those are all of the ways that you can share your love and your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me, hanging with me. All right, like and share. Let's run these numbers up and let Lottie Dottie and everybody know about your boy. Also, y'all got to subscribe. There's a lot of we'll be doing our private shows on Pixel. So you got to definitely make sure that you subscribe to Pixel. Also, there'll be behind private walls, private stories, and information there. Okay, Obnoxious Media. There's 3 different cash apps popping up. The one that says Obnoxious Media is me. Sir, $, $SIR William Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I'll put the link, the direct link in the chat. Let me see. Where's my direct link at? Okay, copy. Okay. I don't think I put the direct link. There you go. All right. Did you get it? You can do it through the app or through the direct my direct page or my direct channel there. I want to make sure that they got the right one. Did you get it? All right. Were you able to get the was the person able to get the cash app? Dorinda had knee replacement surgery. Yeah, they got a concert coming up, and she is, to my understanding, she is healing nicely. But she's doing good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's doing okay. All right. Did they get the before we sign off? I was trying to see if they got the cash app. Anyone else? Anyone want to give a super chat? Anyone want to give a super chat over on YouTube? We haven't had anyone do a super chat in a while. Okay, they're not responding. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Make sure y'all follow me on all my social media platforms. I love and appreciate all of y'all so very, 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 very much. Until next time, I'm going to say peace. And I am out. All right. All right. And Fatima, you make sure that you text me those names so that I can go in there and add those people on those various platforms. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank y'all for hanging with me.